This video is brought to you in part by Inked Playmats at inkedplaymats.com, your place for custom-made playmats. Design your own or shop from other featured designers. Use promo code KLOTZ to save 10% on your order. Inked Playmats, your game, your style. Hello everybody, this is Kevin from KlotzProductions, and welcome to Game 2 of this week's match between USA Control and Black Infect. Scudder took a mulligan down to 6 cards for this game, and Brian led it off with the Seachrome Coast. Scudder played Swamp Go, and then Brian passed it back after laying down an island. Then Scudder attempted to resolve a Plague Stinger, however Brian stopped it with a Mana Leak. Brian passed his next turn again after laying down a Mountain, and then for Scudder's turn he resolved a Contagion Class. Then at the end of Scudder's turn, Brian used to think twice to draw a card. Brian then laid down a Clifftop Retreat and passed the turn again. Scudder then attempted to resolve a Phyrexian Crusader, however Brian stopped it with a Dissipate. Brian laid down his 5th land, which was a Plains, and then resolved a Gideon Jura. He used Gideon's plus ability to force all creatures to attack it next turn and brought it up to 8 loyalty. For Scudder's next turn, he played another Phyrexian Crusader, which resolved this time. Then Brian laid down a Ghost Quarters and plussed his Gideon again, bringing it up to 10 counters. He then put a Sword of Feast and Famine into play. Scudder then resolved a Lash Writhe and paid 4 life, going down to 16 to equip it to his Crusader. He then attacked Gideon with the Crusader. During combat, Brian flashed back his Think Twice to draw another card, and then Gideon went down to 4 loyalty. For Brian's next turn, he started off by using a Day of Judgment to get rid of Scudder's Crusader. He then turned his Gideon into a 6/6 and equipped his sword to it. He then attacked with the Gideon for 8 damage, dropping Scudder down to 8 life and forcing him to discard a Geth's Verdict. Brian then untapped his lands and passed the turn. Scudder passed his next turn without doing anything new, and then at the end of the turn, Brian used to think twice to draw a card and then flashed it back to draw another one. Brian started his next turn by resolving a Vincent the Sojourner. He then turned his Gideon into a 6/6, equipped the sword to it, and attacked again. However, Scudder forced him to sacrifice it during combat with a Geth's Verdict, taking him down to 19 life. Then post-combat, Brian used his Vincent to exile and return an island. Scudder then cast yet another Phyrexian Crusader, and then equipped his Lash Writhe to it, going down to 6 life. Brian started off his next turn by casting a Ponder. He chose to leave the cards on the top of the library and draw one. He then resolved another Gideon Jura and forced all creatures to attack him again. Then he finished his turn by exiling another island with Vincent and bringing it back into play. Scudder then laid down an Inkmoth Nexus and played another Lash Writhe. This time he decided to keep it equipped to the Germ token. He then attacked Gideon with his Crusader, taking it down to 2 loyalty. Brian used an Oblivion Ring to get rid of the Lash Writhe with the Germ token attached to it, forcing the Germ to go away. He then animated his Gideon and attacked for the win, taking them to Game 3. Be sure to check the annotations at the end to find the full version of this gameplay as well as other highlights videos. And as always, if you enjoyed this game, be sure to give it a thumbs up and add it to your favorites, and subscribe and come back for more.